I froze. I was like, I was just saying, God. My mom was even crying with me. She was not shouting. She was not. What she was saying was, Jesus, Jesus. So is this how she would have been mourning on the 1st of January? Is this how she would have been mourning her child? Hi Trina Tribe, it's Trina, and today I'm going to share a personal story that I've never shared before on this channel. It's a very it's very heavy for me to say, and it's a sad one. It's like I was just reflecting on myself, literally having a reflecting on my life, and I just this memory just came back. It's very deep, and me sharing this today is because I'm just letting go of, a memory, something that I've carried like for so many years, something that I've carried for years. And I also feel that me sharing this, right, in my like it might help someone out there. Okay. So this happened 3 years ago back home in Nigeria. Like we just came back from church. You know how New Year's Eve is like in the country, like everyone like everywhere is buzzing, like it was crossover night, everyone is excited, New Year's spirits and everything. So earlier that day I met with my friend, let me call her Jay. So she has introduced me to boyfriend's cousin. So I met this guy, and this guy like was like already showing interest in me. He was like telling me that I should come back later. That the train, a crossover, a house party. I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And because I need to go to church with my parents and everything. So it was like, oh, no problem. You guys can. It was even like convincing my friend Jay that you guys make sure you come with her later and stuff like that. Okay. So, like, I've like everywhere was all set. Like, this house, it's not just like a small house, it's a big house, like it's a big, beautiful house that one of their family property they just built, like there were no parents there. It was just going to be us, no parents, just it was just going to be us and few and friends, few friends and maybe some of the other friends like they invited or they invite, right? So um so we got back from church, and as we got back from church, I was like getting ready, all dressed up and everything. And my mom was just like um telling me that do I really need to go out tonight, stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I told you that I told my mom earlier that day that I was like going out, like during like after coming back from church and everything. My mom was like, you know, she wasn't like feeling it. She wasn't having it. Do you understand? She wasn't feeling the idea at all. On a normal night, right, my mom would just give us instructions and just, go to sleep, and you understand. But that particular night, my mom was just like awake. I felt she was like monitoring my movement because of the way I was like receiving calls and everything. It's like my mom already had this intuition. She already had this intuition that like I should stay at home and everything. But I didn't understand what was happening, right? So I was like getting ready and everything. My mom was like, I shouldn't go out. I was really, really angry. Like I was sad. Like I was like, why would you restrict me like that? At first I thought it was like, like this my mom is so strict, like African mothers, how they act, right? I was like, why is she like being so strict and all that? Then she was like she sat in the sitting room, she was like watching her favorite program and everything. I was like, this woman, I don't think this woman is going to sleep. I was like, why is she like hovering around to do of all day or to do of all night? Why is she not like going to bed, you know? It's like my mom knew me. Like when she was like sitting there, I already made my plans. I was like, okay, fine. When she go to bed, let me give her a few minutes. When she go to bed, I'm gonna, sneak out of the house, through the back door and just maybe go and catch up with my friend. Then later I'll come back home before she wakes up. That was the plan. So that was the plan. So my phone started buzzing. My friend Jay was calling me. She was asking me, she wanted to know my plan when they like she and her boyfriend were like supposed like she and her boyfriend they were supposed to come pick me up. She wanted to know like am I getting ready, am I getting dressed and everything, just to know my plans and everything. Like I was trying to explain to her that I'm just waiting for my mom to go to bed and everything. You understand? So even the guy that she introduced me to, right, was even calling me, telling me, hope I'm coming, I hope I'm coming tonight and everything. Like I was feeling so pressured, you understand? At some point, like my mom was not sleeping, like she was like awake, and I had to ask her, like, Mom, are you not sleeping? Like, why are you awake this time? She was like, she was not like, is it my business that why am I, she's enjoying her program? To be honest, I gave up. Like, I waited, time passed, time was going, and I just, like, the more I waited, I realized that I wasn't going anywhere that night. There's no way I could sneak out of that house without my mom not noticing. You understand? So like I had to like message my friend Jay, and I told her that, babe, I don't think I can hang out tonight. Let's see later in the day, you know. So she was like, okay, since I'm not coming, she as well, she's not going to the party. So she was able to convince her boyfriend. So they didn't go out that night. So I stayed back home that night. I was really, really sad. I wasn't really happy at all. But I remembered like going to bed, and I was talking to myself, I was like, whatever, there will be other parties, like it's not that deep and stuff like that. And that's how I went to sleep. Oh, the next day, oh my god, the next morning, next morning on the first, I will never forget. Like my phone started ringing, like I think around 7:30, around 8 a.m. Like me and my sister would stay in the same room, right? You understand? So like my sister was even the one like tapping me, like, wake up, sis, your phone is ringing, your phone is buzzing. Like I had to like check the time. I was like, I was calling me this early morning. You understand? Like how New Year's Day is, right? New Year's Day, like 7, 8, 9, those early morning, people are sleeping because people just like some people went out during the night for parties or whatever, right? So they're like tired, everyone is sleeping, that early morning, right? So I was always calling me. To cut the story short, I just checked my phone, it was Jade. I picked the call, and I like what she wasn't even saying anything on phone other than she was crying. I was like, what is happening? What is going on? Can you calm down? Can you talk to me? What is happening? She was just saying was like, Rookie, thank you. God used you. Like, thank you. You saved my life. I was like, what is happening? Can you calm down? Let's talk. She finally calmed down, and she said that she told me one of the most, I don't even know, like, my God, it was the most tragic news that I've ever heard. Like, oh my God. She said some armed men came into the house that we were supposed to go into that night for the house party. They came into the house not to rob anybody, but they came looking for someone, but since they couldn't find the person they came looking for, things like they couldn't find the person they were looking for, right? Things got out of control, and that's how innocent people lost their lives. When she said that to me, God, I was like, oh my God. When she said that to me, I could not move. I froze. I was just saying, God, this would have been me, like this. So I was supposed to be like, I'm supposed to be there, like this would have been us. Jesus, like I don't even know how I felt that moment, but I don't know, I was out of control. I started like shouting, I started crying. I was crying so much that my mom's room was next to ours. Like she heard my voice, and she came to our room. She was like, what's happening? What's going on? I said it like I was crying. I was like, "Mommy, this party that you stopped me from yesterday, you don't understand." I explained everything and I told her what happened. Do you know, my mom was even crying with me. She was not shouting. She was not. What she was saying was, "Jesus, Jesus." So is this how she would have been mourning on the 1st of January? Is this how she would have been mourning her child? Oh my God. I can't even begin to explain what this feeling like, what this like. I can't even believe to explain this. What this does to a person. Like, this minute you are alive, the 1 minute you are alive, the next minute you are not. Like, those people who died, right? They didn't deserve this. They didn't deserve it. Like, I couldn't process, I couldn't get myself, I couldn't eat that day, I couldn't feel anything. All I was just saying, God, why me? Why did you choose me? Like, I had this, like, I've not said this to anyone, but I have this guilt inside of me because I feel like, why did I get to stay? You know, those people that died, they didn't deserve this. Why did I get to stay? Why did you choose me, God? What happened? I know I'm not the only one that carries this weight, that or thinks this way. You know, 1 minute you are here, the next minute you almost went here, like you almost died, like I don't always know what to do with that weight. Okay, you don't always know what to do. What I know is that my mom's intuition that night, wasn't just her being overprotective or being or being strict. It was God using her that night. Had I gone, I thought, okay, maybe she went to sleep that night and I was able to, like, like, go with my escape plan and maybe, like, go through the back door and leave the house. That would have been me. So I would have, God, so I would have died that day. I wouldn't even be here filming for you guys. My God. Like, do you know that because of this experience, right? Because of this sad experience in my life, like, it changed the way I see things. It changed the way that how I trust God. It changed the way I listen to my instincts. It changed the way I trust God, and, like, I trust God even when things don't make sense. At first, okay, look at me. At first, I was thinking my mom was like, was like being too strict. Like, why was she like stopping me from going out that night? I didn't know it was God using my mom. Like, when I think about it, no, I don't want to cry. I can't cry. I'm just like being strong. So here's what I want to say, and I really need you to hear this. Like, if someone that truly loves you, maybe your parents, your loved ones, that they tell you something, right? They tell you something and you feel annoyed. I just want you to pause. Pause and ask yourself, how am I even being angry? What if God is using this? What if God is using this person to warn me from something? Because sometimes, right, protection doesn't seem like protection, right? It doesn't seem like protection at the moment because we feel like, oh, someone is trying to, like, they're trying to stop us from having our fun and everything, and we ignore their intuition. And you know like, this my story. The reason why share this my story is because that I know a lot of people have been carrying this weight, asking themselves, like, maybe they've been through a lot of things, they've survived something one way or the other, and they're blaming themselves, asking themselves, like me, like, why me? Why am I still here? I don't have the answers, but all I can say is, you being alive, you being here, is because God has plans for you. It's not your time to go. You understand? It's not your time to go. God has plans for you. And you even watching this video, this is your sign. It's not yet time for you. Don't blame yourself. Okay. What I want to say is that, just don't ignore your instincts. Don't ignore your gut feeling. If I don't like, God might be using someone, to stop you, to prevent you from getting hurt. You know, sometimes it might be that inner small voice. Just listen to it. Don't ignore it. You don't know when God is speaking to you or using someone to talk to you. Back then I was feeling my mom was too strict. My mom being too strict, right, saved me and my friend Jay, that we survived that tragic incident. Like,
Oh my
so
God.
this is it, guys. Thank you so much for always watching my videos. And if you're new here, this is Rookie Trainer, and I share, real life experiences, stories, and no perfection. We don't do perfection over here. We just spill the truth, like share stories. This channel is all about healing, growth, and grow up. We're healing. We're glowing every day, and thank you so much for watching. You're welcome to the channel. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.